This is what I'm up to. So before I start the oil cooler on the SC, I just wanted to redo some stuff in the garage. And there we have the new garage layout. So obviously table used to be here, moved it over there, got the new toolbox here. New, this thing's probably like 1,000 years old, but everything's organized. So I'm gonna 3D print little holders for everything so everything's labeled, because right now I don't know what size anything is. I obviously don't have that many wrenches. A lot of screwdrivers though. These came with the toolbox. Ooh, pliers, electrical, clamps. This is like big stuff. Bolts, and then this one is like just random. Got wood screws, clamps, and this one is the big stuff. Hammers. I need to get rid of some of these pipe wrenches. I'm not a plumber, I don't need that many. That's not the point of the video though. The point of this video is the oil cooler. So you see, got the oil filter off. Yeah, some caveman tightened it down too much.
What's that supposed to mean? Did you hear that?
That is really condescending.
So I had to use these. I wanted to reuse the filter because it's only got like 200 miles on it, but that's all the oil that came out, not much, which is good. So now it's just unbolting stuff. So I'm gonna start with the sensor, oil pressure sensor, and then take the housing off, so everything's getting relocated. And then I'm gonna mount all the stuff where I want it, and then run the lines. Also, got new hoodies. Ding Dong Drift and Dragon Ball Z font. Got the Nimbus on the back. Check it out. This is the new piece. I forget where I got this. I think it was eBay, but it's -10. And the reason I got this one over, I think it was Venom. Where's this one from? This one is from Blake Machine Products. I don't know if you can see that. I just liked that. Uses the OEM O-ring, so I can, replace that easily. And it has ports for on the low pressure and the high pressure, so I can put an oil pressure sensor in here. Right now it's capped off, but yeah, so I'll be putting a oil pressure and temperature combo sensor in here. I don't know if I'll have enough inputs on my ECU, but I'll figure it out. I think I can run sensors through my PDM because that still has a lot of inputs, and then use CAN bus to relay that info back to the ECU, because the PDM has a bunch of inputs still. So let's throw this on. I need to find new bolts because obviously these are way too long. So I need to figure out what size bolts they are, and I'm just throwing in some stainless stuff in there. Alright, so now that that thing is mounted, I gotta figure out where to mount these things. So this is the oil filter relocation bracket. Got the oil filter on there, so I know that wherever I put it, it fits. And this is the Mishimoto thermostat, oil thermostat. So oil goes in here, comes out here, goes to the cooler, then comes back through here and returns this way. And then there's also a bypass in here that if the thermostat is closed, the oil is still able to flow fully through. So I think I got it figured out. So you see those two red lines? That's where the bracket for the oil filter is gonna go. So see, two red lines, oil filter right there. You see, straight shot from that fitting to this fitting right here. And then from the oil filter, it goes around the oil filter, comes out here. It's gonna come here. And then this line goes to the oil cooler. Oil cooler is gonna be in the bumper, comes back through this line, goes back this way, loops around, and back to that fitting. The second one, top one. My main criteria is to keep the oil within the frame rails. so that if there's any sort of leak, anything happens, everything stays within the wheels and I don't get any spills on the tires, nothing. So gotta keep it within the frame rails. Alright, so the easy stuff is now mounted. We got the oil filter right here, in case you guys are wondering. All my fittings are from Finish Line Factory. If you go on Finish Line Factory and use the code I'm a Ding Dong, you'll get 10% off your order. Make sure you guys check out Finish Line Factory. Huge selection of fittings. It's the only ones I use. As you can see, they're working perfectly on my oil catch can. And they're gonna work perfectly on this application as well. So support the companies that support me, because then it helps me out. First bracket is drying. It's not completely done. I think I'm gonna add studs to it so that I don't have to hold a screw. I hate holding both ends of a fastener. So I'm gonna weld some studs to it so that you can just slide the oil cooler onto the studs, tighten up the nuts, be good to go. Earlier in the video, I was talking about using PTFE line, but after speaking to Finish Line Factory and Gingium, I was advised to use regular reinforced rubber line because this stuff is way easier to work with. I don't need 2000 PSI. I reordered everything. I still have the PTFE stuff. If you want -10 PTFE, let me know. I'm selling the whole box. Got all new fittings. Let's try to make a line now because I've never made a, AN line. So let's see how it goes. All right, I've never done this, but I just watched a quick video. I'm assuming it's the same. So this is the end that goes on the hose. But there's tapered threads in there, and they are supposed to Oh, there you go. You see the hose in there? I want it to be all the way to the end of the threads there. See the hose in there?
The hose is over here.
Add a little bit of oil on the threads of the male piece, and then just apply some to the threads. Start putting this in. Welded some studs in, painted the whole thing black. There's the first AN line. So it's going from the outlet on the oil filter bracket thing to the oil filter. I got these lines made from the thermostat to the oil filter and then to that thing over there. All right, I'm sorry I didn't film all of this. I was in a bit of a pickle. I couldn't think of where to put certain things. So don't judge me. I'm gonna redo this. Once the radiator goes in the back, I'm gonna redo this, but this is the best I could do with the fittings that I have and the room that I have. Kind of worked out of order. I still haven't made the second bracket, but here it is. So oil cooler is exactly where I said it was gonna be. This line goes around. So this is the inlet for the oil cooler. So the oil comes out of this line, goes into this, goes this way, comes back around, and that's where the ugly part is. So this is the part I don't like. You can see there's not much room in there. There's not really much I can do. Could, you know, cut this off, but yeah, I really don't like this loop. I really hope this doesn't cause like issues with air or something in here. It is what it is. So now I just got to make the second bracket. See, it's gonna be super easy. This guy's filled up this so much that oil was coming out of this thing, out of those ports. Hopefully I got enough battery because the car's been sitting for 2 months. I also don't have any seats in the car right now, so I don't know, let's see what happens. But I'm just gonna do this a couple times and then I'll check the oil level. Oil level looks good. I'm just gonna add some oil preemptively to it because I know some of it will disappear. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm pretty nervous right now. I already killed one engine that didn't have enough oil in it, so I don't want to kill another one. When the starter's running, the battery drops too low. ECU and wideband turns off. Yeah, I have 0 RPM. As you can see, I got it running. All it was the battery was just too dead. Whenever I'd crank it, it would drop to 8 volts, which wasn't enough for the crank sensor to work. Voltage was just too low. It wasn't giving a reading to the ECU, and it wouldn't start because the ECU had no idea what the engine RPM was. But now, as you can see, it's working perfectly, and there's 0 leaks. This is what I'm actually amazed of. There is 0 leaks. My first time ever making AN lines. 75 PSI oil pressure, although it is cold right now. You can see intake air temp is -1 Celsius. Coolant is at 34 right now. Try to get the oil temperature up and see if the thermostat will work, because I need to make sure the oil level is good, because I need to make sure all the lines are completely full of oil. That way I know that the oil level in the engine and the sump is enough, as well as the rest of the system combined. Perfect. That's gonna wrap up this video, ding dongs. Sorry it took so long to put this one out, but you know, with the holidays, with Black Friday, I've been just super busy printing and doing all sorts of house stuff. Just, you know how it is during the holidays. Next video, It's going to be a quick short one of a meet I went to with the SC a few weeks ago. And then after that, you guys in the Instagram poll said you want to see some footage of the daily. So, see, I got a roof rack for it. I got some other stuff for it. So, some daily content is incoming. And then after that, the green turd will be on the channel. So, make sure you subscribe. You don't miss any of that. Lots of content incoming. Check out Strudermate. I got a bunch of new products and stuff. So, lots of stuff happening right now. That's going to be it, Ding Dongs. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
America, America, beautiful. Do you have your passport? Did